Hey guys, Takashi is here. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Happy to announce now in today, July 18th, I almost reached my first goal, 100 subscribers, almost there, and thank you so much for your support and following. So I'm happy to talk about today's topics is more about the kindness, trust, and live your own value. So I want to start talking from the scene of one of my favorite Japanese anime, 12 Kingdoms. It's a bit old anime, but if you know, it's my high school era, but it's a really beautiful story, and so a very powerful scene. So I'm happy to show the scene. And why I pick up the scene from the anime, because that scene is truly, I noticed, explain about this book, what I've been talking about this book from last couple weeks, The Courage to be Disliked, the Japanese book, translated in English, you can buy on Amazon. I always talk about the separate your tasks and then live your own value. So this scene is actually truly connected to what this book's saying. So let's do some introduction of what is 12 Kingdoms. So a Japanese fantasy story. So the main character name's Yoko. She's a high school girl, and unfortunately one day she transported to another universe. So that world, it looks like ancient China, but it looks like all the dragons, magic spells, or energy in the spirits, or like dragons, or it looks like a Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, or something like a isekai. If you heard isekai in Japanese, like very common in Japanese anime, but like go to another world. So and then she's haunted, betrayed, and completely alone in a harsh new land. And then some people from Japan, they call them kaikyaku, like people call someone from gaijin. So with the same thing. So she faced racism in the new country, the new universe, but she actually selected to become a queen. So she actually have a destiny in the new world. So over time she grows stronger, and then towards the end, she's the chosen one. Okay, so what happened before this scene? I'm going to read the scene, a very short dialogue scene, but really deep. So what happened is Yoko was betrayed people she tried to trust. The same thing always happened in real life, right? And again, not only one time, right? The people tried to use her, or maybe she just catch and haunt and maybe bring her to the jail and get some money, all these things. And then she started doubting everyone, right? And even including herself. But deep down, she doesn't want to become someone who only trusts when it's safe, right? So this moment is her emotional breakdown. The one of the highlights in the first 5 or 6 episodes, I think later. So she's actually about to kill the rat. So rat is not an actual rat. It's actually the rat human. It's like fantasy world. Like of course the rat can speak in a fantasy world. So and he become it's not super romantic, but something like kind of relationship with him later on. But she actually felt he might betray her. So she's about to some idea she should kill him in that moment, or something happened, but she decided she didn't. But she also still worried, because this guy might talk to the other general and maybe whistleblower, and then she got caught, or maybe she's gonna go to jail, or something, a bad situation might happen. So she'd be worried. Then one night she walking in the forest, and then she saw the spirit of monkey. So spirit of monkey is actually the mirror of her feeling. So the monkey is just a spirit, but that is actually herself is talking. Okay, so this is a conversation dialogue from Yoko talking to herself and what she feeling. Okay, ready? Let's go. So Yoko, I won't die. And I won't become a coward either. Do I have to rely on someone's kindness just to believe in them? If someone isn't kind to me, does that mean I can't be kind to them? That's not right, isn't it? Whether I choose to trust someone and whether they betray me. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. Yes, I am alone. That's why I would decide my own path. Even if no one is kind to me, even if I'm betrayed over and over again, I would not become a coward who trusts no one. The world, other people, they don't matter. I will be kind because I want to be kind. I will trust because I want to trust. I really love this scene. It's such a beautiful scene. Whenever I watch this scene, I just cried. I'm just cried. It's so beautiful scene. So before break it down, the scene, let's talk about, I think, break it into 3 things I think you can learn from this dialogue. So let's go start from lesson 1. I think the most important part of this is follow your instinct. So Yoko didn't trust anyone at first because she was in a tough situation and not even Rakshan, the rat character. But she didn't kill him. Then why? Because deep down she wanted to trust him. That's actually her true feeling. And in this dialogue scene, she actually started crying, and then the moment she cried, actually I didn't say the line in today, but one of the lines she said before this scene, she said, "I'm glad I didn't kill him." So that's the moment she know herself, true herself, even she worried and scared, but she wanted to save him. She likes him and she wants to believe him. So that's her true feeling. And then when she touched deeply her soul, and then she decided, I'm okay, even I'll be alone, even he doesn't look at me, or even he betray me, it doesn't matter, that's his issue. I want to trust him. So finally she followed her instinct. That's her own answer, and that choice led her to first real connection. So actually he becomes her platonic companion in the later on. If you watch the episode, it's actually very interesting. So she followed her heart, not fear, not from the here. So lesson 2, and that's actually deep down to connect to the courage to be disliked. The trust is your task and not anyone's task. So always this book says, separate your task, the courage to be disliked, right? So if I trust someone unconditionally, I'll just be used. So this is the beginning how Yoko felt, but not only in this 12 kingdoms, but even when she was in Japan in high school, she always make some fake smile. You see a lot of people in this world, make fake smile and make your parents happy, or your partner happy, or your teacher makes you happy, but she always lose words to herself. It's actually a fake face, right? So, but trust under condition, it's not a true trust. So in this book today, I want to do another topic, says Adlerian psychology, and you cannot change someone. Even if you trust someone, and then it always happens that someone don't trust you. Yeah, because it's a human. But is it a really big thing or not? Sometimes, you want to make people happy. That's why I make you a happy smile, maybe fake smile, to live in a community, but you're already exhausted, and then you burn out, and then you don't fully believe your parents. That always happens. And sometimes you want to change your partner. Sometimes you do long discussion, but doesn't work, and at the end up, maybe you broke up or something happens. But again, you cannot change someone, but you can change yourself. So at this point, Adlerian psychology in this book says affirmative resignation. So what is affirmative resignation? So it's the positive way of giving up. So in this book, originally in Japanese, we call akirame. Akirame means, based on the 2 structure. Aki means clearly. Rame means see, watch. So in Japanese, we normally use give up, akirameru, akirame. It sounds like just giving up, just give up. However, in the deep down, and originally how this language, the word is made, meaning behind, truly, aki, clearly, me, rame, see. So which means clearly see the truth. Clearly you see the truth. That means give up in Japanese. So like for example, okay, I'm working at a casino, right? And I'm a table game dealer. And sometimes like, okay, the players coming in, okay, $100 buy-in, keep losing blackjack. Oh man, and then he just won another $100 buy-in, or maybe $200 buy-in, another $500 buy-in, and then he's still losing. Why he's still doing that? He's not enjoying the game. Because now his mindset is shifting to chasing mode, and then he tried to chase the money back from the high risk, high house edge game. No, you cannot win. If you start losing it, you have to stop, right? Any gamble. But he cannot, and he believed, he fantasized, oh, maybe I get some jackpot, and then I can, break even later on. It's no. So what you need to do is you actually have to see the affirmative resignation. So you have to see akirame, means give up. So give up means not a bad thing. Give up means you see the truth clearly. So that's the thing. So back to the separate your task means. So you cannot change anyone. So that part, actually you have to see the truth clearly. You cannot. You have to see the real life. You couldn't achieve something. You have to see clearly the truth life. But it's not in a negative way. It's always starts thinking about affirmative resignation. So anything you start quitting, you something stop, you something separate your tasks to the other one. Doesn't matter someone I hate him or someone betray you, but cut, give up, affirmative resignation, and then that's actually give you mindfulness. It doesn't mean you give up to communicate with this person. You still can communicate kindly. But however, that's your choice. The most important part is if any issues happen on this person and they give you the bad energy, something happened to you, but that's actually not your task. That's their task. They have their own problem, not you, right? So then I can use the word affirmative resignation or give up or akirame in a way. So the third lesson you can learn from this dialogue is happiness is contribution. On the book, The Courage to be Disliked, and one of the scene, one of the parts says, Adlerian psychology says the happiness comes from the contribution to the community. And of course, contribution to the community, but start from the definition. What is the definition of community? The Adlerian psychology shows a little bit different meaning. It's actually more deeper and it is more bigger scale, I noticed. Okay, let's say the community says, okay, you're the closest one, the small one, yourself is actually very important. I'm going to talk later on. Yourself and the partner, a friend, family, co-workers, colleagues, your managers, and your apartment areas and outside, all the communities. Yes, that's community. Or maybe the state, or city, state, country, or even all the human beings. But in Adlerian psychology, it's much more bigger scale, which means or universe, or it's air, or nature, or Mother Earth. And then when Adler start talking this topic, and then actually a lot of his students like, oh God, it's getting like religious. And then, oh man, I don't want to talk. I always came for philosophy and psychology, and I don't want to learn this one. And actually some people left. But I don't think so, because that's still a really deep logic behind. Because like, for example, if someone stay at home and isolated, like a hikikomori, in some episode I told before, he's scared to get out from his room. his parents feed him, but he thinks he can do something work. Okay, let's say that maybe I can be a filmmaker, scriptwriter, or I can success in writing a novel, or writing music or songs or whatever. But he's scared to get out from his room. So that is hikikomori. So in that case, does he really isolated from the community? The short answer is no, because he still lives on Earth. When he wakes up, look at the sun, he's still contributing to the nature. He's still connecting to the atmosphere. He's still connecting to the Earth like an ecosystem still as a human being. And so the back to the topic is this: the contribution. So if the community is the universe or some nature or people, anything you do is actually giving a contribution to the community and actually bring you happiness. So for example, I may start making a YouTube. Why? I started because I'm not only making Echo A as me and my wife, the passion project. By the way, we got a 5-year marriage celebration today. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Thank you. Anyhow, so that's of course the passion work, but at the same time I want to talk and share the passion of the filmmaking, and also from my Japanese perspective, my Japanese background, and living in the United States, Western country, and how I feel and what is missing in this world. I want to contribute the message. And especially for this kind of video, I want to achieve maybe Generation Z or someone more younger generation, or maybe my generation, something struggling, or maybe we can share, or something I feel I want to talk to my friends, sit down and over the coffee. So that's the concept of this YouTube channel. But anyhow, so that's something meaningful work. Even the filmmaking Echo A, it's not just about, of course, I'm still taking audition or self-tapes or the big project, a small project, anything like independent or studio or TV commercial, I'm still doing it. But I always think, what is the most meaningful work for me? Because that's the scale I want to, because if I spend the time, I want to do the meaningful work. So that's my contribution, and that brings me the happiness for myself. That contribution doesn't give the happiness to anyone, because that's how I feel happy. So it doesn't matter, people said, oh, when I started doing acting, why do acting, and I go to Australia, why go to Australia, and go to America, why go to America, So especially for the Japanese conservative family, the culture thing, but that's their task, because I do my own task, and then that's actually give me my own happiness. So like for example, now the sunset, I can see the Red Rock Canyon from my house, and then I see the sunset at the Red Rock Canyon. Is also, I'm not contributing to someone, but also I'm contributing to the nature. Then I got some, in acting, Meisner method, repetition. My sensei always told me, my master always told me, I do repetition with the mountain. So I'm connecting something moment contribution to the nature. So that is still bring me the happiness, right? So yeah, so all these 3 things I talked today from this dialogue. So follow your instinct, and trust is your own task, not theirs. Separate your task, give up affirmative resignation, and then happiness is actually the contribution. Now back to the original script again and how you feel it, okay? Let's go. So back to the original dialogue. So Yoko in the forest. I won't die, and I won't become a coward either. Do I have to rely on someone's kindness just to believe in them? If someone isn't kind to me, that mean I can't be kind to them? That's not right, isn't it? Whether I choose to trust someone and whether they betray me, those 2 things have nothing to do with each other. Yes, I am alone. That's why I will decide my own path. Even if no one is kind to me, even if I'm betrayed over and over again, I will not become a coward who trusts no one. The world other people, they don't matter. I will be kind because I want to be kind. I will trust because I want to trust. Alright, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and if you have some interest, please follow, like, and subscribe, and also maybe leave some comment if you have something interest. Please let me know. See you on the next episode. Bye!